God's message for anyone feeling lost. Have you ever sat alone and wondered, what am I doing with my life? Have you ever looked around and felt like everyone else seems to know exactly where they're going, while you're standing still, confused, exhausted, and uncertain? Maybe you've been praying for direction. Maybe you've been asking God for a sign. Maybe you've been waiting for answers that never seem to come. And today, you clicked on this message by accident. Or at least, that's what you think. Because God wants you to hear something right now. This message is for the person who feels lost, the person who feels forgotten, the person who feels like they're walking through a fog with no clear destination. God says, "My child, you are not lost to me." Read that again in your heart. You may feel lost. You may feel confused. You may feel uncertain. But you are not lost to God. He knows exactly where you are. He knows every tear you've cried. He knows every sleepless night. He knows every question you've been afraid to ask out loud. And today, He is speaking directly to you. So take a deep breath, put aside every distraction, and listen carefully, because this message could change the way you see your life forever. My child, I see your confusion. I see the weight you've been carrying. I know how tired you are. You keep trying to figure everything out. You keep looking for answers. You keep searching for certainty. But the more you search, the more overwhelmed you become. You think you need to have everything figured out before moving forward. You think you need a perfect plan. You think you need complete clarity. But that is not how faith works. Faith is taking the next step when you cannot see the entire staircase. You have been asking me to reveal the whole journey, but I am asking you to trust me with the next step. Remember this, you do not need to know everything. You only need to know the one who knows everything, and that is me. Imagine a man hiking through a dense forest. Path is clear. The sun shines through the trees. Everything feels easy. Everything makes sense. But suddenly the trail disappears. The sky grows darker. The forest becomes unfamiliar. Panic begins to rise. He starts running. He changes directions repeatedly. He tries to find his own way out. Hours pass. Exhaustion sets in. And the more he struggles, the more lost he becomes. Then something unexpected happens. He stops. He becomes quiet. And for the first time all day, he listens. In the distance, he hears a rescue team calling his name. The voices had been there all along, but he was moving too fast to hear them. My child, many of you are living exactly like that hiker. You have become so busy trying to save yourself that you can no longer hear my voice. You are rushing, worrying, overthinking, panicking, trying to force doors open, trying to create answers, trying to control outcomes. And God says, be still. Not because He has abandoned you, but because He is trying to guide you. Sometimes the breakthrough begins when the striving ends. One of the hardest questions people ask is, why would God allow me to feel lost? The answer may surprise you, because sometimes God uses confusion to break our dependence on ourselves. When everything is working perfectly, we often rely on our own strength, our own plans, our own understanding. But when the path disappears, when the future becomes uncertain, when life stops making sense, we suddenly realize how much we need God. The wilderness is not always punishment. Sometimes it is preparation. The wilderness teaches trust. The wilderness teaches surrender. The wilderness teaches dependence. The wilderness teaches faith. Many people want God's promises. Few people want God's process. But the process is what prepares you for the promise. And right now, even though it doesn't feel like it, God is preparing you. He is shaping you. He is strengthening you. He is building something inside of you that could not be built any other way. One of Satan's favorite lies is this: nothing is happening. But God says, so much is happening that you cannot yet see. Seeds grow underground long before they break through the surface. A baby develops in secret before entering the world. A masterpiece begins with invisible sketches. And your future is being prepared in ways you cannot currently understand. Just because you cannot see progress does not mean God has stopped working. Just because you cannot see movement does not mean heaven is silent. Just because you cannot see the answer does not mean there is no answer. God is working behind the scenes, aligning people, opening doors, closing wrong opportunities, protecting you from hidden dangers, preparing blessings that are bigger than your current understanding. Trust the process. Trust the timing. Trust the one who holds your future. Because your story is not over, not even close.